Look it, we're live. Am I oh, it's like behind the scenes. Oh,
BTS.
BTSer.
Yeah. So while you're doing that, I'll tell you about the cannabis meeting. So there's this
Cannabis.
series. There's this series of where they pay speakers to talk about various topics in bars, and a friend of mine got paid to do that.
That's
And
awesome.
that's
I want to do that.
I know I wanted, and I mean, she's great, but the whole time I was like, put me in, coach. I'll do
Oh yeah.
this. You know what I mean? I was like, give me the mic. You're making mistakes.
Because you're
Yeah.
wrong. Look at my
And you're
back.
and you're missing great jokes. There was so many good jokes that oh my god.
Like what?
Okay,
Give me
okay.
one.
So for example, she had a list of Schedule 1, 2, and 3 drugs up, right?
Hmm.
And now, so Schedule 1 is marijuana because there's no possible use for anything other than abuse for marijuana. I mean,
Right. It's not
how
totally healing or anything.
ridiculous. The US government holds patents for things that have high efficacy for many diseases. So on one hand, they say that there's no practical use for this plant, and then on the other hand, they have patents saying here's practical uses for this plant, which is just totally absurd. Anyway, so Schedule 1 is marijuana, heroin, LSD, ecstasy. Yeah, those are the Schedule 1. So those are the worst drugs you can possibly take. Marijuana,
Okay.
LSD, and ecstasy.
Oh, really? That's too
Right.
bad.
Well,
Sign me
right,
up.
so
Too
like
bad.
the joke would have been I would have done something along the lines of, and these are all the drugs that you want to use, and
Right. Right.
other than the heroin.
Right.
But when you go to Schedule 2, which is the
Speaking
next
of.
level down, Schedule 2 is fentanyl,
Yeah. Exactly. You're like,
fentanyl, cocaine. The
oh sure.
Schedule 2 drugs are significantly worse for you than the Schedule 1. I mean, fentanyl is significantly worse for you than heroin.
Oh
I mean, I
yeah.
know, and Oxycontin is Schedule 3. So it's like as you go down the list, the drugs get more dangerous,
Oh my god.
but there's less penalties to have.
Right.
Pardon me, y'all. So anyway, it was
Yep.
there was a lot of jokes in there, and
Speaking
it
of,
was.
look at it, look.
I am so sorry,
Ah.
darling. You're running low on regenerated. I'll get you out one ASAP. I also have a few that have a couple orders. They'll go out tomorrow or Saturday. I don't know if any of my orders are tuning in right now. Clicking in, tuning in is
Yeah,
tune
your
in.
orders kind of got stalled because people don't know that your guy just moved to Vegas.
Yeah,
Bye.
he's going to be an artist. He
I
is
love it.
home. He's homed once again now.
He's
So.
homed,
Mhm.
like with you.
No, no. He was trying to do that starving artist thing where you're homeless.
Oh, got
But
you.
he's homed once again, so
Oh, good.
it's
Yeah.
great. I'm happy for him. And he's got a lot of irons in the fire out in Sedona now.
Sedona.
Anyway,
Wow.
so this cannabis talk, the people, I will tell you this. I wish I could remember the name of the series, but it's essentially a series that goes to bars to help the bars put butts in the seats and buy drinks. But
Let's
they have
go.
talks. They have talks. So, she's a fancy
Oh my
constitutional
god.
lawyer and works. Hey, come on, act like it tastes good, okay? That's.
No, this is really, really, really concentrated tart cherry juice.
Oh, oh, I've got
Woo!
cherry. We got cherry trees now on the property.
That I put
Or,
regenerate in.
yeah.
Who just made a comment? Yes. Carol Vargas Flores. What are you saying yes to? That this is delicious?
Regenerate is great.
Mm.
So my son,
Hey,
you know, my
Carol.
my 40-year-old son,
Your 40-year-old son, yeah.
he has a friend of his who went through the system, got SSRIs, benzos, the full gamut of everything you get when you go into the system and are
Wow.
mentally ill. So he's been in and out of the hospital with catatonia, uh, which is apparently just I wasn't
When you're
familiar.
catatonic, like
Yeah,
catatonic, like
right,
so catatonia is like when you're just
right. Yeah, right. Like he's, anyway,
what the
I don't
hell?
want to get too much into his condition because that's not for us to talk about here. But he had catatonia, in and out of the hospital, keep giving him different SSRIs, different benzos. 2 doses of Regenerate, he's out of catatonia.
Wow,
The first dose
that's
they
cool.
gave him, they didn't give him a full dose. They started off low, and it didn't work. They said he was better, but it didn't. He was still catatonic. He went
That's
back to the
crazy.
hospital. They put him on a new cocktail. He came home, went catatonic again. Then they gave him a heaping teaspoon, and it in 30 minutes took him right out of catatonia. And not only did it take him
Wow.
out of catatonia, but they said that he um, was himself again. So it wasn't like he was just not catatonic. It was actually like talking to him once again. So yeah, and you can see it. You've given it to a lot of people. You can see it in people's eyes that it's brightening their light. It really is
Yeah, I
amazing.
I can also see that sometimes you don't feel the effect just doing a quarter teaspoon
Oh yeah, I tell everybody if you don't get the burn, you can't get GABA into your brain without the burn.
without the
So
burn.
if you're not
Keep
dosing
taking
high
more.
enough to get the burn,
Right.
and the thing is everybody's digestion is different and everybody is different. It is possible that one's digestive system could be so damaged that you could have to get up to like 2 teaspoons before you feel the burn.
You
Because
know?
your digestive system essentially scars up to keep toxins out. And if it's so scarred up that you're not receiving enough to get the burn, it's
Uh,
and then some people, that haven't dookied in a month, their
that is a
systems are
thing.
jammed, and
That's
so
a
you need more
thing.
of a dose. And yeah. Anyway, it's I know that Regenerate can help people, and that's why I'm doing it and why I'm spending more time on Regenerate than Loot, because Loot
Right.
is more like a fun thing. I mean, it does help people too, but Regenerate can really solve a lot of problems.
Um, I'm sending this to my friend
Hmm.
uh, because she had the issue where she took it and then she took a little bit more, and then she didn't feel it, but she also has very bad digestive system, just like we said. And I
Yeah.
gave her your advice to be on the Pepsin,
Yes.
to try the Pepsin first, and so she
Yes.
got that. So because I
Well,
think it's like bad, like too much bad food and alcohol for too long, and is that
you
it?
get you get scarred up. So
Oh,
it's essentially because you have so much toxins coming into your body, your intestines try to not have anything absorbed in. That's tart cherry. That's not Regenerate, folks.
yeah. This is tart cherry, man. Tart cherry. If you don't,
So, but the other thing I would tell you is that there is so much magnesium in Regenerate.
right.
With the pepsin, keep that going because eventually that magnesium will hit the intestines and then it'll relax all of the intestines,
Oh,
which
yeah.
should move some of the scar tissue out and also could make you,
Dookie.
yeah. But for those people, that's what they really need.
That is what they
Yep.
really need.
Yeah, and the thing is, you want to keep going up on the dose until it works, until you get the burn, or until
Yeah.
you feel it. And then just know when you're on your first, second, third dose, when you're on your first 3 doses, take them at home when you don't have to leave home on the first 3 doses.
Right, because you might poo poo.
You might poo poo.
So, with our retreat in Nashville and people trying it for the first time, they should do it at night, or what?
Yeah, I mean, at night or.
Or we could stop.
But the thing is, when you're around a lot of people that know what you're doing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're like, it's hitting me.
That's a
It's hitting
different
me. See ya.
story than if you suddenly turn into a lobster and
Right.
you know you're at like a business meeting and you're like, I'm sorry,
Right.
you gotta go, I
Yeah.
gotta run. That's embarrassing. Where when you're in a group of people where everybody knows what you're doing, then that's fine. So I mean, I'm not worried about it. In a group of people that know what you're doing,
Got you.
in a group of people where you don't know what you're doing, and you know some people have a delayed reaction because they're so jammed up. You know, like you or I can take Regenerate in 5 minutes, be hot and tingle.
Oh, yeah.
In the burn. But then somebody
just took
else,
it.
somebody else who's jammed up, it could be 45 minutes. I've heard of people where it takes 45 minutes for it to kick in.
Whoa.
So just imagine how sluggish and slow their system is if it takes 45 minutes
Right.
for Regenerate to kick
One
in.
friend of mine that gave it to months and months ago is large. She's a large lady, and she didn't feel it at all. And you and I had talked about it, like it's maybe because of she just
It's
was
blood
large.
volume. Yeah, you
Right.
need to take more the larger you are. Who did I? Oh yeah, I gave it to my a sample to my milk guy, the guy that milks.
Oh
the cow.
yeah, that
Yeah.
is such good milk you have.
Oh yeah, it's great. Guernsey's
So good.
in Franklin. Well, they're outside of Franklin, Tennessee. And he was like, "Yeah, I read the instructions and I took 1/8 of a teaspoon." And I'm like, "You're like 220 pounds?" He's like, 210. And I'm like, "You're gonna need more than that, buddy. You know what I mean? You're a big guy. 1/8 of a teaspoon is nothing. That's not gonna do it." But so he was gonna try it again.
Like do a
Anyway,
heap.
it's about blood volume.
I like doing a heap in one of it.
Yeah, and I want to do more, have more people do your method where you put in a bunch of scoops and then try to keep the burn going all day. I think that you
There's
came up
something
with
to that.
idea. I think that is
Something to it.
yeah, I think that is if you're really hard up and you're really having a hard time not drinking or not taking benzos, to have that in your cup and just keep that burn
Keep
going
sipping it,
all day. Because I would imagine, you tell me, I would imagine that the calm keeps
Yeah.
going more and more and more calm. So you're just more and more and more peaceful all day.
Yeah.
And then you can get to the point where you're like, I'm chill.
I'm good.
Right.
I need a drink.
Well, no. I'm chill enough.
But-
I don't need anything. I don't need
Um,
cannabis. I don't need a cigarette. I don't need any.
The best combo for it
Mm.
is Fever Tree. We just have to
Fever
like hit them up, like because you could use any Fever Tree. Ginger beer is my favorite, but they have a whole line. They have tonic water, elderberry tonic water. They have orange, blah blah blah. It's like all Fever Tree.
A friend of mine is opening
amazing.
up a tea shop in town, and I'm trying to get her to put Regenerate in the tea shop to mix it up with all. the
That's
teas
what I'm
and all the
talking
stuff.
about. Yes.
Um,
Dale's
she
here.
does- she
Hey,
doesn't- She doesn't seem too interested in it, but I'm still working on that. So there might be a place here in Nashville where you can go try Regenerate.
that's a great idea. And like place bars to add it to juice bars.
And if anybody needs, I'm happy to send out a 3-serving pack for free if you mention me talking about this. Anyone,
It's awesome.
3-serving pack.
Dale, look, he says, "Hey, listen, I love you. I appreciate both of you." Hey, listen, he says.
Mm.
Hey, listen, I love you. I appreciate both of you.
Wonderful. I appreciate.
Me too, mister. I'm packing. I'm going to Puerto Rico.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, must be nice.
Must be nice. Exactly. Now I've officially been to every state, even though it's not really a state.
I've been dying to go to Puerto Rico because if you live there for 6 months out of the year, no
That's
one
why. That's why all those ladies
drops
live
to
there.
4%. Now,
Hey, Jay!
there's an interesting thing that I came across. If you want, I can grab my notes on it. I did a 1.5-hour meeting with a guy that specializes in trusts and figured out a lot of very interesting things
It's very interesting
that can
stuff.
help people with businesses. Basically, on the highest level, trusts are based on law that existed before the Constitution, before America. And it's based on equity interest, essentially. Not monetary interest, but it's very interesting. for example, you can get an EIN with the trust. So for
Right.
the stuff that you're doing now with your sorry not sorry,
Yeah.
and all this stuff, you can get a trust made, get an EIN, and instead of registering an LLC, you get the EIN, and you don't have to pay any tax because the trust is private. So anyone that's doing business with that trust, it's not done in the public, it's done in the private. And since you don't have an LLC, there's no contract to pay tax.
What the hell?
So you can completely skip it. It's wonderful. So I'm gonna be putting everything that I have in trusts. The only problem is for my stuff, I'm gonna need like 7 trusts or something stupid like that. So it's gonna take a period of months to do it. And then there's a certificate of, I should really grab my notes. You want me to grab my notes? Are you interested in this?
I am, but I also have a lady for you to meet that I can do a little
Okay.
video with you too.
Let's talk about that.
But Jay, I want to ask Jay about Jay says, what's in Puerto Rico? I'm going to meet the lady who bought the company of the best training that I ever experienced in my whole life. I'm
The
going to go
one
meet
that it's so good, it's unexplainable.
No, because you can't give it away. It's like what my movie, you know. It's emotional intelligence training.
Mm.
It really is. That's what it is. It's emotional intelligence and leadership training, different than any leadership training I've ever experienced. It was like, and learning, getting teams behind you, learning how to manage a team, which also managing yourself. And it's like whatever you want. Like it helps. It is what kicks you in the ass to get you out of your own way to get what you want.
Mm.
And it's
That's a
like
big thing to me. Most people
wherever
aren't
you're
that way.
stuck. Like probably with you, I bet you if you took HCL, you'd meet your wife. You know what I mean? Honestly, maybe. You know what I mean? Maybe. Or through somebody, you know what I mean? Like it's going to be some, like your business is going to catapult. And I'm doing I'm doing my show. I'm doing my work, my outfit. And I'm over some, I'm calling it the reformer. But yeah, I had huge awakenings with my mom, my daughter. Doing. Oh my God, I love that, Jay. Please email me about that. Let me come speak at your church. Amazing. This particular training is like it accelerates all of that. Like whatever you're doing at your church, it like lights it on fire. Whatever you're doing in relationship, lights it on fire. Like, and focuses you.
It sounds like it maybe is helping you be more present.
Regenerate helps me be more present, and all the focus of like, you know, my daily activities of taking care of body, mind, spirit, and following what all y'all dudes who got it together. But this training, honestly, God, it just like it's like doing a crazy amount of therapy, really, really fast, like a Tony Robbins and a church. It's not Christian or anything, but it's like fast aha moments. And honestly, I couldn't have done it better myself. That's why I like it, because I was like, damn it, I wish I figured that out. That was damn good. And then you have the people that you go through with. Like, so you might have friends for life in there, you know? But I needed the training because I never had, it's hard to explain. It's emotional intelligence is what it is. Yeah. And then really, what do you want to do with your life? Like, I do a lot of things. Like, as you can tell, I write movies, I do books. I'm like quintessentially like all over the place. And this is helped me take my all over the place. And it's not all over the place. I'm actually pretty strategic with what I'm doing.
There's a method.
Yeah, there is a method. There's a total method to my madness. But I've learned through this training how to get the method into all systems, including the analyzed system, which is like that I'm not good at. And so I learned to implement a team and not go at it alone, and how to do that. And It is like I needed the fast therapy, kick in the pants, to be able to do that.
One thing that I love, I don't know if you know if you've heard it put like this, but if somebody can do something 70% as well as you let them do it.
That is one of the many things I'm learning. Yeah.
Right. So yeah, one of that really helped me out a lot because rather than expecting people that I pay to do things as well as I would, I just have to be okay with them doing it 70% as well.
Same, or
Like
50.
the bike shop I brought one of my bikes to, they left the front wheel loose. No big deal. Just on the first ride I took it out, the front wheel almost fell off. No big deal. It's almost impossible to come up, but I was still not happy about it. I was like, really?
Oh my God. Yeah, I feel
paid
you.
like $500 to get, a couple bikes fixed because I was busy. I was trying to outsource. Gave it to me with a loose wheel. Whatever. Nobody does good work anymore. But, yeah, it's damn near
That's
impossible.
such a controller thing to say. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, right. Now I have my son working on my bikes, who is so meticulous. He works at like 15% speed that I do, so it's great.
Oh my God, that's so funny. You're like, I hate everyone. If you could just do everything yourself, you could.
Right? No, he does.
But you
He does a
can't.
great. He does a great job on the bikes. Nothing is loose, like the professional
But
bike shops.
but the biggest like gift to me from my own self was my relationship with my kid and my mom. Like really transformed through doing this training. 100%.
I
100%.
thought stuff was changing with your mom just
It was with the
Well,
regenerate too. With
among our talking because I was giving you a bunch of stuff that I learned the hard way through my mom.
yeah, getting her inner joy, getting her focused on things. Yeah, and then implementing things that she can do in her life, and also in a lot of ways really putting up a boundary wall of like, I love you, but I don't care.
Right.
And it's not that I don't care. I'm not taking on all your shit.
Well,
So
the problem is that a lot of people, they want to attach to you like a child, where you're tethered to their emotional state,
that's it.
and that's the way that they lived their entire life.
Yep.
They're not comfortable unless you're tethered to their emotional state.
And I ain't
And the
playing.
majority of these people, their emotional state is all over the place, and I don't want to ride that ride. You know, it's a man has to be the mountain that the woman's emotional waves crash into. That's how it has to be.
That seems to
But
work.
that doesn't mean that I ride your wave, and you should.
Right. Or that you just slam your wave into you all the time.
Right. That's
Like
not
most-
right either.
Yeah.
But that's, hey, what are you gonna do? Boomers, right? Boomers.
Boomers? Oh, like baby boomers?
Yeah, your mom's a
That's funny.
boomer. Boomers.
Oh God, my mom, Jesus God. But it's good. I see the
Good.
change in her.
They did a
because
great job at keeping boomers perennial children.
Oh yeah,
That's-
my mom is a little kid. You
Yes,
are
they
exactly
did a great
right.
job in the programming of them. When there was only 3 stations, they did a great job at keeping.
They're like little kids, yeah.
Like little kids.
I had a big awakening with her, and I'll tell you. But Jay says he keeps mentioning Music City e-bikes to people in Nashville, and they say they don't want to drink and then bike or then bike hungover.
Yeah, the retort for the hungover thing, there's nothing better than getting some light movement and some sun on your face when you're
Right.
feeling bad. So coming hungover will set you up for success the next day.
That one video that I did, that lady that was beside me was hungover.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
funny.
That was such a great video.
This is that nitric oxide stuff.
What's in it?
It's nitric oxide.
Oh, it is nitric oxide.
He got it into it's like one of these little lozenge thingies.
Okay.
It's like the old school vitamin C. Like a little vitamin
So
C
nitric
lozenge.
oxide is the ingredient in it.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, so one thing that you can do to boost nitric oxide is only nose breathe. Never breathe through your mouth. And then the other thing that's fantastic for nitric oxide is humming or singing. Especially humming, because that that hum through your nose makes your nose produce more nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is produced by nose breathing. This is
And why do we need nitric oxide? It also has other ingredients.
Oh, well, that's interesting. We need nitric oxide because it's a vasodilator, so it improves blood flow to everything.
So, and just do it every day.
Yeah.
Circulation support.
Another thing is Regenerate. It has all those blood flow boosters in it. Regenerate is a major vasodilator as well. That's how it gets GABA into the brain, is through the vasodilation. And that's why you flush and tingle when you take Regenerate. So doing that all-day burn that you do, that would keep you in a higher vasodilation for the entire time, for your entire day. And then, why do you want to be vasodilated? Well, do you want more nutrients to every part of your body? Do you want to pull more toxins out of your body? The more blood flow that you have, the more fluid flow that you have, the healthier your organism is.
I'm gonna pack myself a little baggie for Puerto Rico.
Sure. Yeah, I'll send you another one.
I try. Jay says I try. God bless you, Jay. He's like, I'm telling people, go there. And they're like, yeah, but I'm drunk.
I appreciate that, Jay, and it is. I've got a lot of hungover people that come see me, and they always feel better after the fact.
There's a lot of drunk people in general. There's a lot of people drinking because it's so messed up out there in the world too.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's happened in other countries when they've been falling apart. Like, that's why Russia has a lot of extra tax on alcohol, because when that country came apart, everybody got bombed. Yeah.
And so I'll go to the conference and I'll sip this all day long. I'll turn total red. They'll think I'm nervous.
Nobody notices when you turn red. It's like people really know I'm red, but nobody really notices.
Like, did you show? Actually, I'm a little bit red.
It's fine.
But I wanted to tell you about what happened with my mom, because it was like so big for me. With because I'm just gently but firmly calling it out as it happens in the moment. Hey, Jay says he rarely drinks now. Only when he thinks about me.
No.
I'm just kidding. So I've been calling out the behavior, just like, okay, I won't, like, let's trim this, or like, let's address this, or like, hey, what's underneath? Mm-hmm. And my mom has had a very long habit of sabotaging my work. Mm-hmm. Like, the whole family knows it. It's like, it's a comedy thing to all of us, but she didn't consciously understand she was doing this.
Right.
Until recently, but she'll be fine. Just having regular conversation until, like, you start filming or recording something, and then she'll break something or knock something over or start a conversation in the middle. And today I was talking to her about it, and she's like, well, I mean, I guess nobody ever paid me any attention, and I just want attention.
Yeah.
That's what it is. I want attention. I was like, okay, well, let's just pay attention.
Very childlike. Boomer.
Childlike, like a kid. And so today I was in a Zoom with another girl. It was one of my favorite moments. I had my outfit on, and I was showing her how to use it as wings. And I was like, come on, G, we're flying, we're butterflies. And she was on the other side, and I was like flapping. And it was like such a fun moment, me and this girl having this total fun playtime. Yeah. And my mom was there, who's not joining in. I was like, come on, time to dance. And she's not chiming in, she's not dancing. But she just started a whole conversation. She's like, well, I need you to look at this. Look at this. And then in the middle of doing her thing, interrupting. Yeah. And in the middle of, instead of turning and stopping, I was like, Mom, can you just see what's happening right now? I am dancing around like a butterfly. And is it really that you want to join in and start dancing like yourself like a butterfly? Is that what's really happening? Or why are you trying to interrupt, pull focus, like throw a stone in the middle of the sandbox?
Dropped out of curiosity into judgment.
Yep.
Like a good boomer.
Is that it too? And I was packing for Puerto Rico. And I have all these like little dresses that I don't really get to wear because I live out in the country. But in Puerto Rico, I've got like all these cute little dresses and little shoes that match. And I walk out, I was like, "How's this one?" And she's like, "Your belly looks too fat." And then I went on another one in this pantsuit, and she goes, "Ooh, I like that, but you turn to the side and your belly looks. Yeah, I wouldn't wear that." And it just the whole thing was literally my belly looked too big. Meanwhile, she has a ginormous belly.
Right.
And I'm like, my really? I was like, this is like note to women in general that we do this. We listen to our boyfriend or our man or our mom. It's like you look disgusting.
Well, one thing too
It's
that
like,
I have to point out since you mentioned it is, the Western standard of beauty of having a snatched-in belly, that makes for terrible breathers. Because if you're pulling your diaphragm down and your abs are snatched in, where's your diaphragm gonna go?
true. Well, I actually, you know what, it's true. And I said to her, I was like, you know what, Mom? It's like I think women have done this to each other and to ourselves for a very long time. But I work with a lot of men and really like that. And actually, this angle right here, they're not really worried about it. And she was like, oh, I'm like they actually kind of like it. So I'm just gonna just keep doing me. As I'm not gonna, what am I gonna do? Back in my modeling days, you had to like smoke 2 packs of cigarettes and then beat yourself up and not eat for 3 days, so you can have like the flat belly, blah blah. I'm like, listen,
Yeah, it's the Western standard of beauty with snatched in abs is at the detriment to breath, to being a good
that's
breather.
so true. And now I'm
Yeah.
like, but look at what was happening. I was flying like a butterfly, having a great time, and then I'm packing a really cute little bag with really cute little dresses and matching shoes. But what are you
Why? And
doing?
she's throwing sticks in your
Your
spokes.
belly looks fat. You gonna fix your hair? And the thing is, it's exactly what my grandmother used to do to her, which is why she stopped going home to see her mom.
Right. And then this is why people say you don't advance until you solve generational trauma.
So in my job, by me addressing my own stuff, it does actually affect her. Like we are generationally healing shit. I really feel
For
that.
sure. And then when you address, when you learn something yourself, that is one level of understanding. When you're able to teach something that you learn to someone else, it brings you into a deeper level of understanding. So, once you learn
100%.
something, to teach it to someone is key because then it really cements it and you learn
Yeah.
things from more angles. So,
Bellies are
yeah,
sexy. They're comfortable. See? That's why I was like, I don't know if Dale's gonna say that looks too bad. I don't know. What do you think, Dale? I don't think it looks too bad. Also, there's the jealousy thing
yeah,
that it's like and but what's amazing as I've been bringing it back to my mom's joy
mm,
or just staying in mine. I'm saying like, okay, great. Well, I'm still gonna wear this dress because I got my little fanny pack, and she then it switched around and she was like, you know what? If I did the work you're doing, I would be doing tinctures and teaching tincture classes at my old age house or
sounds
building.
like she just made the plan for herself.
That's what I said. I was like, well, good.
Projected it up and projected it on you.
I was like, that's what you're gonna do then.
Yeah,
And then she says, and this is so profound. Well, if I did that, I'd have to do my dishes.
exactly. That's exactly what we were talking about before. It's you can't be like, you need to do the dishes, Mom. Your house stinks. That doesn't work. You have to give them a reason to want to do their dishes. You have to give them a reason to not want to eat that whole cake. You know?
Oh my God, I took some, speaking of that, a friend of mine eats Twinkies. And she's like, I have a confession to make. I ate a Twinkie today. And I was like, oh my God, ugh, like why? And then my other friend was like, I have a question. When was the last time you ate one? And she goes, yesterday? I died. I fell on the floor. I actually did fall on the floor laughing.
Well, she just confessed to eating Twinkies. What do
She
you
eats
think? It was
Twinkies.
it was gonna be a long time ago? I mean,
She
what?
eats Twinkies. And so I was like, listen, you could do it reverse EMDR. You know the EMDR of like where you do the tapping, you touch each side of your face,
Mhm.
and usually I mean, the typical EMDR is used to like say you were attacked or something, you had this horrible trauma. You do the EMDR, whether you use your eyeballs or whether you touch something, or some people they hear something that goes pop, 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 pop. It's like just accessing both sides of your body, and you can do it like this, you know,
Mhm.
just touching both sides of your body, and then tell the story and then retell the story. So, like, say you were traumatized, say like you didn't, and you all of a sudden found a gun, and then you came back. You retell the neural pathway to
Well,
your brain.
the reason why you retell the story is because you're trying to feel the feeling that you probably avoided feeling when it happened.
Well, you're replacing the feeling, and so I say, um, you can also reverse it. So, like, say, look at the Twinkie, and then tap, and then think of a Twinkie, and think that it's filled with like old semen. Ugh.
Hmm, that doesn't sound good at all.
Exactly. like exactly. Think it's like pus. It's like the worst thing imagine, and just like train your and just see it, and it gets like reverse EMDR. I did it for
Yeah.
cigarettes.
Hmm. And that worked.
Yeah, it's like every time I thought of a cigarette, it's like smoking puke,
Hmm.
and I just was like, meh. And yeah, so I did that with her today. It was pretty funny. And
Yeah.
looked at it, I was like, why are you eating a Twinkie? What is it?
Yeah.
Like, let's go to like, why are you eating a Twinkie? And it turns out the last time she ate the Twinkie was like the memory of eating the Twinkie was getting something really done, and getting and being well acknowledged for something she did in journalism. And she was excited, and nobody was like congratulating her. And she just remembers sitting at her desk and eating a Twinkie.
Yeah.
So so I was like, so you've associated the Twinkie with like you've
Celebration.
accomplished something.
Yeah.
So let's do something higher. Let's go.
Let's get a cheesecake.
Let's go get a milkshake.
Mm. Something that has some real pizzazz in it.
Let's go get high on loot.
Yeah. That's a great idea.
That's a great idea. But it was just amazing. Like I've been witnessing lately huge catapulting forwards. It's been really great. Like really great.
Mm.
And I can't wait for my outfit because it's gonna be extra. It's like the outfit that means more.
Your
The
sorry.
reformer.
Oh,
Yeah, because it goes in so many different things. I mean, this thing is like, it is so cool. It'll like go
yeah.
into a, huh?
No, it is a great idea. I mean,
It's very
a
cool.
hammock, you can shimmy down a drain pipe with it.
Yeah,
You need it to be a dress.
it's a dress.
If you're the type of lad that is explosive and you need
Yeah,
something
it's
to
like
lay down, it's waterproof.
it's a wrap. This is my favorite way. It's like just a sexy little wrap dress. It's like a little thing.
It's a sexy little wrap dress.
It's a sexy little wrap dress. It's a skirt. It's a pantsuit.
That's the one that I have to see.
Yeah, it's like little.
I can wrap around everything you're talking about other than the pantsuit.
It's because it's got holes in the middle of it, and you step into it and pull it up, and it gets like baggy pants,
Okay.
like
Because you can still ninja.
MC Hammer.
Okay, perfect.
Nixie, you got to get one of these, girl. You got to get on the affiliate, and
Yeah.
and because I'm giving $50 a time.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, just like you do with Regenerate. That's what gave me the idea. Because if you
Yeah.
have your affiliate is like really like substantial, you're like, oh yeah, I'll share that.
Hmm.
Plus, I really love it. So, Nixie, like this is the ultimate. Look at how badass that guy looks. The lady is. Hey, that badass guy. Is there instructions for a quick drop release? Just asking.
Quick drop.
Oh, for this? This literally, like, when you have it tied with a little thing, that's also my joke. If you just undo it, the whole thing falls off. And then you're going to have to, it's like origami for your body. Then you got to figure out, you're like, how did I have to have that? How did I do that time? I don't know. I come out of the bathroom with a different one. Different
Yeah,
dress.
that'd be
'Cause
fun.
I
Like,
forgot.
you just periodically change from pantsuit to like all the different forms of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great.
And then you can play with the other edge too, like you can reverse it, and then you put the other side over. And so this is just the one side, but it's the official one has two sides to it. Thank you in advance, LOL. And now next today, I had a meeting today. We're working on, when you go into the airline, in the back it shows you like little steps to do it like that. To do it like step one. Here's a simple way to do it.
Yeah.
The simple way. Tie it and you have a cape.
You gotta just do a YouTube video with like a QR code, so they go to you doing all the demos on how to.
That's true. You could do that. Do all that stuff. So I just started. We have the website up. It's at the second phase now. We're in the phase 2. And I'm talking to everybody who signs up and asking them like what colors they want. I'm doing 3 colors. Black, camo, and
Camouflage, okay.
yes. Oh, you kidding me? In camouflage, this is like a hunter woman's dream. I've already got it in one store. She's just waiting for me.
What about urban camo?
The fancy one, the is black and white camo, and it's a fabric that they found in Romania. I'm in love with it. It looks like Prada or Giorgio Armani made camo.
Yeah, urban camo.
Yeah, so it's like you ain't hiding from nothing in the woods, but yeah, it's urban camo. That's a good term, urban camo.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's amazing what you don't have to. I'm not like sweating bullets and pulling my hair out like I did with the movies on all the money on the back end. And there's not all these crazy middlemen. There's middlemen for your manufacturers and your engineers, but they're not jackasses.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so far this whole experience has been just fun.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got them for you for your merino underwear line that you want to do.
Yeah, I want to get that started soon. The merino underwear that your ladies will steal from me.
Hey, yeah, exactly. Renan. That's funny. So, what else can I tell you? Those are my updates for the week. My mom has been great. Because I realized, like, the typical thing would be to just be like, okay, you're cut out of my life. But it's like, in fact, when I have spent time and gone into just saying, like, actually, did you notice that behavior? It actually has helped me look at, oh my God, how many times I listen to the family.
Mm.
And Mom said, we're like crabs. And crabs are like, they pull each other back down.
Yeah, you're healing generational trauma. So it makes sense to do it, for sure.
That's a good way to look at it. I really like that because instead of being like, motherfucker, you're healing generational traumas. And now she's noticed that Aurelia, my kid, is talking with her. And they're like, got plants together. And now my whole house is full of plants.
Yeah, because you're making her attitude better. And you're essentially parenting her. Because boomers never became adults. Well, not all boomers, but a lot of boomers never became adults.
That is so true. Oh my God, my sister's stepmom, who's like, she's like an actual legit evil stepmother. She still complains about things in high school, even junior high.
And I
Speaking about being 5 years old.
I want to point out to you why it's a goal of the government to make people perennial children. Because you know what a dog is, right?
Loyal?
That's a wolf that never became a grown-up wolf.
Oh, because they could just kill you?
Right. A lot of dogs could kill you. But
yeah,
because they're a child, they don't.
Right.
So that's why they program boomers to be forever children.
So they didn't turn around and kill the government.
Right.
It's crazy what's happening in the world. Speaking of the government, like watching like Ian Carroll and all that, like I can only take it for a minute because it's so bad. Like it's comical how bad it is. The poisoning. It's just legit comical.
Yeah, and
You're like, wow.
It started in the late 1800s, and they've just put their teeth deeper and have smashed down people more and more since the late 1800s. This is not a recent thing, all of the projects that they had to harm us that were that are documented in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s, but that the normies say, well, they stopped doing that now.
The normies.
No,
They don't do that to us.
They haven't stopped.
Why are you lying?
Because it's just like the wolf reference. If we were all wolves,
We would fight back.
they'd be done immediately. There's not enough of them. So they have to keep everybody poisoned, sluggish, sick.
And
slow,
sick, yeah.
Dumbed down with the fluoride in the water, dumbed down with the aluminum they're spraying on us with the chemtrails. And then I know whenever you talk about chemtrails, so many people are like, come, please, really. And it's like, no, for real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
That's why there's 4 states that have banned chemtrails.
It's crazy.
So, and that's why there was 11 new clouds that they are promoting, that there's 11 new types of clouds.
Right.
Because that's the new stuff that they're spraying on us.
And
this is all in an effort to lower our IQ so that we're complacent, compliant, good boys and girls. And lose the ability to think, because thinking is very metabolically expensive and your organism has to be healthy to think. So as soon as you're sick, thinking kind of is one of the first things to go. So then you're living from things that you've already learned. And they would hope that the things that you've learned come from the propaganda. So, but here's the thing, you were talking about it being
Hi,
dark.
Wesley.
I don't think it's dark anymore. I think that...
we're live.
Yeah, we're live. I don't think that it's dark anymore. I think that enough people know that we're past the early adopters threshold. I think at least 15% of people know.
15% of people know the truth. Does Wesley Lawrence Curry II in Huntington, West Virginia, the man with the dove, know what the government's doing? Jesus told me to tell you the vision. Nice. I love the vision. I pray only to that Jesus. Well, not this Jesus. Because I like him because he looks like my version of Jesus. I also love me some Jesus. Jesus, put in those mouth the taste of honey in this moment. Amen.
I
Okay.
do have bees on the property and many fruit trees.
You have bees and fruit trees. Mm-hmm.
16 fruit trees.
Whoa.
I don't know how many blueberry bushes.
That's a lot to fit on that. That's a good job for you. I saw the video. It looks really good. I can't wait to come down there.
Yeah, you gotta come on down. And then got the cold plunge in the hot tub.
I can't wait.
Just waiting on a plumber. And then that's done. Still waiting on a plumber. Apparently they're very in demand right now.
Oh my God. I'm excited to ride. In August.
Yeah.
Jay, come to Nashville in August.
45 bikes so we can have a crew.
I'm going, I love Angela Shelton / Nashville.
Yeah.
Here you go, Jay. Boop.
Anybody who you're chatting with want to know about anything?
Yeah, what you got, Jay? You can tongue pop better than that. Then Jesus put in all those mouths the taste of the food, and Omni mocked what shall buy and eat with the $32,000 they get for taking the mark of the beast. What do you think the mark of the beast is?
A lot of biblical people believe the mark of the beast is the experimental gene therapy.
Oh. I didn't do that part.
No.
The Omni mark is the mark of the beast. What's the Omni mark? What is the Omni mark?
That I don't know.
I guess speaking of mark of the beast, I'm getting more of my sleeve tattoo done on Monday. I'm very excited. My tattoo artist got off parole and had to go on a freedom journey, so he's finally back.
Oh, that's a good. You got a good tattoo artist there.
I know.
You don't want a tattoo artist that's not on parole.
Exactly. I'm like,
No.
you don't know what the hell you're talking about. You
No,
went
you're
to
not
the
gonna
pro.
get the quality you're looking for unless they're on parole.
It is the
Oh, I
blotch of Egypt, the image of
forgot to
what
click
it is the
go
666. It's
I forgot to click go live on the gram, but we've been streaming everywhere.
oh no.
Um,
What are you getting? Oh, I'm getting an arrow. My daughter is in archery, and right down my whole arm, I'm getting the arrow. And but the point of the arrow will be a stone, the most rare gem stone,
mm,
the pain sight or something. She picked it, my kid, and it's also like it matches my for Archangel Michael. It's like a as if he threw the bow. It's kind of cool.
I see.
Arrow for the spirit of God. You'll love it, Wesley Curry II. You'll love it because I have Archangel Michael on my shoulder, right? A mark of the beast.
And since the sorry not sorry can go on either shoulder, you can
can
show
hide
it
it.
off or not show it off.
Or hide it. I can totally hide it. Although I won't be able to hide. I'll have a bit on my hand, so I'm going to do the cuff so that it looks like where I'm either the queen, like this royal cuff, or a servant. It's like that makes you quiver. Ha 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 ha! Very funny, Dale. Very funny. What was your? Yeah, that was the sword. The sword was my very first one,
Trunks.
and now on this side is going to be an arrow. Typo, Chicago.
Weapons. That's a weapons on your arms.
No. and animals, weapons, animals, and spiritual. It's actually my spiritual journey is what I'm putting on my arm.
Let's see.
My whole thing. Jesus, wow, you're just going on it. March 23rd, October 10th. Those are the dates that people find in the Bible.
March 23rd.
And freak out about it. March 21st, 31st, 2020. Wesley is preaching on here. Jay, what's on the top of your forearm now? Here? What's the top of my forearm?
The top of the forearm is lower.
Is this forearm? Is this the
Yeah,
forearm or is this
that's
the forearm?
your sword is on the forearm.
Yeah, my sword. My sword.
Mm-hmm.
That's my sword. And then this is doodling because I'm gonna have a bee right here, and then a scarab beetle. So all these things, like my butterfly, had to be put on because the butterfly is gonna be sitting on the roots. So you have to put all these like pieces on it as part of the bigger picture. So, yeah. You believe the voice of Satan is the voice of God? No, I don't. The hell are you talking about? The hell are you talking about, Wesley Curry II?
I think the voice.
I love me some Jesus. It's not which part is your forearm, Jay? Maybe I need to take that class. Yeah, this is doodle. This is naked. Me and my kid were just drawing on it. Yeah, this is gonna be like
Oh,
the
that's
feather.
not tattoo. That's just.
No, this is just pen. This is gonna have the arrow, and then the stone will be up here, and then this is just doodling to show placement.
Mm.
But yeah, and then all through the whole thing, I'm having the nebula, my Rebel Star Nebula. The Rebel Star Nebula is like the star that escapes the black hole. It goes whoo and just doesn't get and then I'll have all the little remnants of all the star stuff all throughout it. Once at the very, very end. Yeah, this doodle is just we have those tattoo pens where you can draw on the face and stuff. So she'll draw over my face, and that's why I look weird. Like the other day, I showed up looking all painted.
Yeah, you had some extravagant.
Yeah, exactly. My kid is getting the time of her life, getting to just doodle me up.
Yeah, they're only kids once.
And I like that her ideas too. She's very clever, and she's top in our state now, in archery.
Yeah.
And in the country, she is, what is they? Silly crowns of arrogance. And well, you're going off. Wesley Curry II's going off. Wow. I can see when you like really super are a believer of Jesus, and I work on living in Jesus consciousness. But with people like Wesley Curry, when you're just throwing it out, I see how you could lose people. You know what I mean? Wesley, how about you be the state of Jesus? How about you start living with the state of Jesus consciousness?
Christ consciousness.
You know,
It's an,
Christ
it's an,
consciousness is
it's
not
an,
yelling at people.
it's an archetype. WWJD. Would he be doing what Wesley's doing? Maybe.
You were already lost. That's funny. Boy, I'm hardly that.
I
I'm very
was
much with
lost and
Jesus.
now I'm found.
So, yeah. Boy, you're gonna have to go away, Leslie. Like quit
Just
yelling at
mute 'em.
everybody. Like,
Just mute him.
oh, he's on yours.
Oh, which one?
He's on your email. I mean your YouTube.
No, I'm not even looking
You're
at
so
it.
lucky. Dun, dun, dun. You're so lucky. You're so lucky.
So what else we got? Anything else? I was gonna talk about, but it's I don't have it fully sorted out.
Judgment. Like that's like what is he saying? Your crowns. Like it's so funny. Like people are like with all their judgment. You look fat in that. Your belly looks flat for that. Flat or fat. Anyway,
It's
yeah. Like
yeah,
judge each other.
if
Judge
people
all you
would-
want. See my boxing movie. Go judge
people would
that.
stay in curiosity rather than judgment. It would serve a lot of people. Um, that's a big modification to life if you exit judgment and move into curiosity.
It really is true. It really is true.
As soon as you shift into judgment, you shift your nervous system, and then you're just hurting yourself. When you're curious, you can get the same answer. You can get more in-depth answers.
Yeah, why not ask questions? Yeah, it's so true.
But I'll briefly just touch on the things that I learned in this hour and a half meeting that I had. There's 2 forms to fill out. There's 1 form to fill out to become an American national if you were born here. One interesting thing about the law that we're under, is that human in the law equals animal. So I want everybody to know whenever some politician or some lawmaker is talking about human rights, in the law, human means animal.
Okay.
In the law, man and woman have higher precedence than human. So if you identify as a human in court, you're giving up a lot of rights by identifying as a human as opposed to a man or woman.
But they're trying to erase women, so you can't even say woman anymore.
Well, the point is you don't want to identify as a human because human in the eye of the law is an animal.
Wow.
And a lot of things in the law you can avoid giving them statute or the ability to even charge you.
My friend Rebecca, who buys your product all the time, she's probably your biggest buyer besides me. She just did this, just got her car, and is getting her house something like it's like all done. Like so, she's on this train. So you need to talk to her. Like we need to do a whole.
That would be great because I'm trying to go down this road now. There's another thing called a land patent. If you get the land patent of your house, then you are no longer liable for property tax.
Wow. But they're gonna not want you to.
There's another form too that you can fill out and send to the IRS that makes it so they can no longer charge you tax.
Yeah, she's doing all this. Rebecca Darling is doing all of this, and then she's gonna set up a course where she'll help do it for you.
Yeah, I found somebody that has a course. It's $500.
That's it?
Yeah.
Do they take you through it?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And then I booked a free half-hour call with him. We ended up talking for an hour and a half. I've got a lot of information. We can do another. I know you're
Yeah, let's do. But that's also you can't buy guns, right?
Just No.
I don't think you can buy guns
Well,
if you're a sovereign.
the interesting thing is that your name that was given to you because you were born in a hospital, so your birth certificate name
Mm-hmm.
is not you. Your birth certificate name is essentially a company that's a subsidiary or that is a, um, what's the word I'm looking for? You are essentially part of the U.S. corporation with that name. So that is not you. So when you go into a court and you say, and they say, Angela Shelton, are you present?
Nah.
I'm not present, but I give the prosecutor trustee status to handle all complaints on Angela Shelton. So you're saying that you're not Angela Shelton, and that the prosecutor is granted trustee status to handle the trust that is essentially Angela Shelton on the birth certificate. And then you're in a whole different set of laws then, as soon as you say that.
Ha!
You're in a whole different, like, you go back to much older law that predates the United States corporation.
But
Where
when
if they say Angela Shelton and you go present, then you just agreed that you are that company.
right.
And now everything that is written into the latest, newest, most detrimental laws now all apply to you. But if you are not Angela Shelton and you are a woman, an American national, then you're in there's a whole different law that applies to you.
Wow. Yeah, she just did all this. She's in the process. She's like way advanced. They gonna accuse you of being a
So
sovereign citizen. Yeah, exactly. Though that's what you're
So-
talking about, right? You're talking about becoming a sovereign citizen.
I've heard people use that term. I'm going for the American national because I was born here. And then also you're not a resident of the state of Tennessee. You're a resident of the Republic of Tennessee. Or for your case,
Interesting.
Pennsylvania, you're not a resident of the state of Pennsylvania. You're a resident of the Republic of Pennsylvania.
So we basically are
Because
being
when
Amish.
you're part of the yes, that's exactly right. Right, because the Amish don't pay tax.
So we're basically Amishy people. So
Right.
okay, so as they start figuring out that people are doing this, they're as Dale said, they're gonna be
But
like,
that's the
no.
That's the thing. Everything that they do is a huge propaganda campaign to get you to comply, to get you into the system and believing that the illicit government that is the corporation of the United States, that is not actually the United States. It's an overlay corporation. And the only place that actually the United States government actually controls is Guam, American Samoa, Washington, D.C., and Delaware.
Huh.
So when you're in there, you're in the corporation stronghold in those places. But everywhere else, there's two sets of laws. There's a set of law for the people that comply and agree that they are that name on that piece of paper, which you can't be a name on a piece of paper. You know, the hierarchy is God, man, then government, then the representation of you on a piece of paper. So you're when you identify as a man, not as a name on a birth certificate, you jump over all of the laws of the government and you go back to an
Is that
older
why-
set of laws.
Is that why they're trying to get everybody to be a red-tailed hawk?
I think that just goes to if all of your brain power is going into your different identities and your different sexual kinks, then you're not going to have the brain power to figure this stuff out. You're just
Right.
going to comply with everything that they want you to comply.
You'll comply.
Yeah. It's very interesting. We can do another talk
It
on
is.
it next Thursday. I have 4 pages of notes. I've got a bunch of books that to explain it. And that trust thing that we were talking about earlier, you know, if you're setting up some new stuff, set it up in a trust. You get it.
Right.
The only negative to doing this stuff is that for credit, because banks run inside of the corporation,
Right.
it's difficult to get credit for a trust.
Right. You say bye-bye to all that.
But you still can get a bank account. It's just
You're going to
it's
get credit.
difficult to get credit.
Right.
Your trust can own an LLC. You still have your personal credit because you're not giving up your name on a piece of paper. It's essentially like, you can think of Angela Shelton on your birth certificate. That is your player in the video game of the illegal government of the United States, the corporation.
Right. It's so funny.
United States.
That's your
The funny thing is, when I used to hear that, I used to think that it was funny too. It's actually not. It's actually a corporation. It's not a government. The government has been essentially
taken.
like not used since 1871. So that's why you say you're a resident of the Republic of Tennessee, the Republic of Pennsylvania, not the state, because the state falls under the corporation.
Wow.
And then when you become an American national as opposed to an American citizen, you get a different passport too. And
Whoa.
you can use your passport as your driver's license.
What?
Now here's a real crazy one too, which you don't want to test this one, but you don't have to abide by the laws of the road if you don't have a driver's license and you're an American national.
I've seen
Now-
that. I've
Now
seen
the
that
problem
happen.
is the cop that you're dealing with.
Right, he's not
gonna
gonna know
what
that.
you're talking about. So you
Right.
might get hauled off to jail. The first judge that you see might rule against you. You have to get to the federal level. And then when you use the word salad that you have to word to identify as a man or a woman, not as your all caps name, then it gets thrown out.
But
you
you're
have to
sitting
deal
in
with
jail for
you have
6
to deal
months.
with all that headache, right? So, that's the problem. So a lot of people will keep the plates and keep the license rather than having to deal with a cop that is like, that you're going to win eventually, but it's the headache to get to the win can be not worth it.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, let me go. I'm trying to fly to a different.
Yeah.
I'm flying to Puerto Rico.
Pack some stuff that's flattering, okay?
Oh yeah, don't show me belly.
Yeah.
Pack some flattering things. God dang, I tell you.
Mom.
I tell you,
Sometimes you just gotta go boomers.
boomers. Yeah, right. Oh, you boomer.
Yeah, freaking boomers.
Freaking
And
boomers.
just shake your
I
head.
realize I'm like, I gotta drive 3 hours too. I'm like, oh God, okay.
Oh, to catch the flight too.
Yeah. Tired. Okay.
Yeah.
I
right,
like seeing
well,
everybody. Hi Dale and Jay. And
Appreciate
Wesley
y'all.
Curry the second.
Listening in.
That was good.
See ya.
I like connecting with you. And I'd like to do, since this is Thursday and it's stirring up trouble day also, I was maybe, nice to see you, Jay. I was thinking of doing live lunches maybe on Thursdays. Because you're in between your bikes. That
Yeah.
could be something that's not at nighttime. I was like, I'm pondering it. Something consistent.
Okay.
Joy
Yeah.
trip. And thank you. Thank you, Dale. See you later, alligator.
Yeah.
What are you looking at? Do you like my wall? Wesley Curry the second didn't like it very much. But I've got my
Oh boy.
crowns and my lucky thing. I got my movie posters. Otherwise, I'm setting up like
Yeah.
all like little spots. I got my drum kit up.
And the Emmy.
And I got my Emmy over there. Yeah. Top hat.
Yeah.
Pee-wee. Elvis.
Just the essentials.
Elvis. Yeah, the essentials. All right. I got to go to sleep. Actually, I got to pack and sleep
pack
and
your
drive.
I'll see you.
All right, bye.